I have noticed a big problem recently. Facebook videos. I might do this one myself even here. I've noticed myself do it. Books. I'll start with Facebook. Okay. In a Facebook post, in a video, a blog post, we can only cover a little bit of a subject. And many subjects are big, and we can't cover every part of the point. That would take a book. And I write books, okay? And in books, we should be more complete. But on Facebook, okay, so let's say I make a point. I've seen this, and then in comes a comment like, what does that have to do with this point? And I notice it here on my YouTube videos. There are comments like, that's way out of left field. It has nothing to do with this video. See, if I'm going to make a comment, it should tie in to the original point, either with supportive evidence or a point that may not have been considered that is part of the main point. Not something that's off to the side, even if it's near to the main point, because the person may not have intended, well, I didn't intend to cover this over here, and I didn't have space, and I didn't want to make this cumbersome. So we need to stay on point. But I've even noticed going off course in books, because I was thinking that as I was preparing to do this video. There's a book out there called True or False Pope. Father Anthony Cekada, who I agree with on some things and disagree on others, did an excellent video, literally tearing the book apart. I thought it was kind of a neat way he did it. But he started out and he said, this has nothing to do with the subject. This has nothing to do with the subject. You know, and they did, because they were discussing their position on Sedevacantism, whether or not the claimants in Rome from John 23rd through Francis are truly Pope. Ironically, they reject Francis in favor of Benedict having been forced into resignation, which is possibly on point. So in essence, they're a semi-Sedevacantist. They will be Sedevacantists when Benedict dies. But they went off onto the subject of the new rite of ordination. A very important subject, but has nothing to do with the main proposition of the book. So that's why Father Cekada ripped that one out. When he got done, he had like 20, 30 pages. Then he addressed those 20, 30 pages. In other words, he stayed on point. He said, this is what they're trying to demonstrate. Then he proved why they didn't demonstrate it. He stayed on point. And I respect that, even if he stays on point and I disagree with him. But if we stay on point, we can actually hold a discussion. Whereas if we start wandering off point, and I've noticed this in one-on-one relationships with people, we'll be discussing, like, this is the point I want to discuss. That John 23 through Francis are not popes. Let's say that I'm taking that subject. Okay. And then I go into the various parts of that subject. When I'm about ready to make the point and prove it, because I have presented the evidence, they're ready to run off over here and talk about the new rite of ordination or something. I said, that's a great subject. But we're not done here. We need to stay on point. Let's get one thing settled, then we can move to the next. All right? This is how we have discussions. If you want to wander all over the place, fine. Don't expect me to waste a whole lot of time trying to have a discussion with you if we can't ever settle a point. We may come to the end of it, you may disagree with me, but I at least have made my point, presented the evidence, and we have completed the discussion. So, remember to stay on point. With that, I'll say, God bless you.